From this Java server page presentation, you will learn the 3 different types of JSP elements. By the end of it, you will also learn the subcategories under these 3 types of JSP elements. JSP elements are building blocks for any JSP page that allow us to embed Java code into a JSP page. The first type of JSP element is scripting elements. At a high level, it's categorized into 3 different elements. First one is the scripting element, second is the directives, and then the action tags. The scripting elements allow you to embed the Java code directly into a JSP page. The scripting elements are divided into 3 sections: declaration block, expression, and then scriptlets. The declaration block has the following syntax: less than symbol, percentage, not, and it ends with a percentage greater than symbol. Any code that goes in between these two here will go into the global level when a servlet gets generated. When the JSP page is translated into a servlet, the code you put into a declaration block goes at a global level or a class level of that servlet. So if you want to define your own methods in a JSP page, this is the place you have to do it. Or if you want to override the JSP init underscore JSP service or the JSP destroy methods, this is the place you should be doing it, because that goes at the class level of a servlet that gets generated. The second type of scripting elements are expressions. Expression, the syntax, as you can see, less than symbol, percentage is equal to, and like every other scripting element, it ends with percentage greater than symbol. In between the expression tag syntax goes an expression. An expression element does 2 things. It evaluates any expression that's inside the expression element, and it then prints or sends that output back to the browser. So it does 2 things. Then finally, the most important scriptlet block. The syntax is less than symbol, percentage, and it ends with percentage greater than symbol. Any code you put into this will directly go into the underscore JSP service method, the service method of the servlet that gets translated, that JSP page gets translated into. And you can have any number of these elements within your JSP page. It doesn't matter how many you have. The second type of scripting or JSP elements are directives. They allow you to embed Java code into your JSP page. They are the first statement pretty much in most of the JSP pages. There are 3 different types of directives. Page has 13 different attributes you can use. The syntax for directives is less than symbol, percentage, yet, then the directive, then it ends with percentage greater than, as most of the JSP elements. The JSP page can be used to import Java classes into the JSP, import, declare error pages, declare exceptions, etc. We will see all that in action in the next few sessions. The include directive allows you to statically include a JSP page or a HTML or another servlet into the current JSP. I call it a static include because it happens during translation or the compilation time, and any changes made to the second JSP or servlet will not reflect if you use static include. I will cover the differences between a static include and a dynamic include in a separate video. The taglet, which is an important directive, is used for custom tags or to use the JSTL tags which are available from Sun Microsystems. That brings us to actions or tags. That's the third type of JSP elements that are available. These are runtime instructions to a container, the JSP container. There are 2 types of actions: standard actions, custom actions. In standard actions, we have few more, not just what I have listed here. These are the main ones which we use quite often. They are include, forward, param, useBean, set property, and get property. The include and forward are very similar to the servlets include and forward, request dispatcher include and forward, which allow us to do inter-servlet communication. Here they allow us to do inter-JSP or JSP to servlet communication. The param allows you to pass parameters from one JSP to another JSP when you are including or forwarding. The useBean is a powerful tag which allows us to set properties onto a particular bean in one JSP, and then this bean, is a simple Java bean, can be used in multiple JSPs, wherein you can set the bean into a scope, which could be a request scope, a session scope, or an application scope using the useBean tag, and then that bean can be used across our application. As well as the set property and get property methods are very powerful. The set property allows us to set all the properties on a bean. If you have a product bean with a name, ID, price, etc. as fields, The set property with single line of code allows us to set all the properties on the bean from using the request parameters that come in from a HTML or a JSP. They are very powerful. I will be discussing them in detail. The goal of this is to give you a high-level overview of all the various JSP elements that are available. The custom tags, you have learned about the inbuilt tags, but the custom tags are the tags provided by Sun Microsystems like JSTL, Java Standard Tag Library, or we can write our own custom tags if you think there is a functionality that you need in your JSP page which is not already there in the JSTL. There will be separate sessions on JSTL as well as writing your own custom tag in the future. So from this presentation, you now know what are all the JSP elements that are building blocks of any JSP page. There are three different types of JSP elements. At a high level, scripting elements, directives and actions or tags. Scripting elements are split into three different elements: declarations, expressions and scriptlets. Anything you put into the declaration goes at the global level of the servlet class that gets generated. The expression does two things. Always remember, it evaluates the expression and then it sends the output back to the browser. Scriptlets, all the code you put inside scriptlet goes into the service method of your servlet. This is where most of the code, Java code inside a JSP page goes into if you are not using tags or the actions or tags. Directives, there are three different types of directives. Page has 13 attributes and then allows you to statically include a JSP page. Taglib is used to import the tags from either JSTL or your own custom tag to use it in your JSP page. Finally, the actions, there are 6 important actions that we use quite a bit. Include, forward, param, use bean, set property and get property, which allow us to set the properties on a particular bean and then reuse it in multiple JSPs. Custom tags, wherein you can use JSTL tags which are very similar to XML or HTML. It's XML syntax that you use in your JSP page, which is very easy even for the HTML designers to understand. They will remove Java code from our JSP page. They will move them into tag handler classes. We will learn the details in the future. Until then, take care, keep sharing and learning.